I really wanted to do a video on mental health. I just feel inspired. I'm gonna just get into it, but like this video if you want more videos on mental health. Essentially, it just shows that you like a video. I love you all. Thank you all for submitting your questions. I asked you guys for Q&A questions on mental health, anxiety, etc. So I just went to an event. I left early because the photographer was rude to me because I'm a YouTuber. You can hate on me all you want, but I film, edit, produce, and come up with all the videos, tweets, social media by myself. I'm sure, yes, there are YouTubers that have done things wrong, but you can't stereotype us all because of that. Rant for another time. Still like the event clothing. I'm in this pretty dress. I've never felt so pretty. Let's get started. So Jessie's ukulele says, any tips on staying positive even in the worst of times? That can be different for every person. It takes a matter of trying different things, not giving up, and just seeing what works for you. So for me, for example, I'm a super introverted person. Like, I spend so much time by myself. A lot of the times when I get very anxious, I can't be by myself. It's honestly detrimental to me. And sometimes I get so trapped in my own head that I need someone to kind of push me back into reality. I'll just have like a few people I always call whenever I start to feel anxious that I know will make me feel better. Advice for going to concerts with social anxiety. Love you, Jessie. Stay happy. From BaileyTube15. I actually had my first panic attack ever at a concert, so it's actually kind of funny that you're saying that. So essentially, I felt trapped in my situation. I was there with some younger girls and kind of like watching over them. I have a really bad back, like I can't stand very long. All of us smushed together on the floor. I just kept getting more and more anxious, and I remember my like chest felt so tight, and I was like, what is this? It was so foreign to me. At the end, literally felt like I couldn't breathe. And I think it was because it was such a close, tight room, and it just felt like everything was, first off, if you're prone to getting anxious, I definitely would not recommend going to the floor. I know that wasn't really about being socially anxious, but I think that could even help you as well. This is related more to mental health. How not to be ashamed of your body says, take memes are great. Oh my god, I love your username. It's really hard because sometimes your group of friends compare each other almost. It can be really hard. There are a lot of websites that have a lot of triggering content. One thing I've realized is when you kind of look at other people and judge them, then you tend to think they're judging you. For me at least, it applies to body image too. I just keep being harder on myself, but if I just don't look at people with that perspective, then it kind of goes away within myself. It can be really hard, especially when we have, you know, all this incredible pressure, but you got this. How do you calm down if you get really stressed over something? Well, with that in particular, I definitely also call someone, which I know is kind of hard, especially when you have to do something or have to be productive. But sometimes I'm like, you know what? I can't be productive if I don't take 10 minutes to watch that really funny YouTube video. That's always what helped me. What do you do when you have a panic attack, anxiety attack in public? Says, Ruby loves Jessie. Oh, well, I love Ruby. Well, I'm gonna talk about this situation in particular with that concert. So what I did was I just left the situation and people understood. Sometimes you can't leave the situation though, and that's very difficult. It really all depends on your anxiety, how you react to it, because it's so different for everyone. Ooh, Pokemon Page says, advice on being happy with your true self. I love that question. It definitely still takes time, and there are gonna be faults and bumps in the road, for sure. First off, accept that not everyone is gonna like you, which for me is really hard. I'm like such a perfectionist that when one person hates me, I'm like, oh my god, then slowly everyone's gonna hate me. There might be more people that don't get along with you than other people, but that's fine. That's nothing against you. And also another thing is that everybody else is pretending they have it figured out. No one has it figured out. I don't have it figured out. We're all just human. We all make mistakes. We all have flaws, but you will find those people, I promise. And if you haven't found them yet, promise you will. I had almost none in high school. I found people. This is personal, but how is your mental health doing? I'm currently just working on different things to see what works, what doesn't work. Last summer I was diagnosed and I had one big issue. I still kind of refused to admit that I needed assistance. I don't have it figured out, and that's okay. How do you tell your friends about everything? Says Fairly Brenna. Just so you know, you don't have to tell your friends everything. You literally don't, but it is good when you're going through things to talk to people about it. Seriously. You might be surprised by how much insight and advice they could give to you. They might even respect you a lot more for being able to get the confidence to talk about some of these serious issues. A lot of you guys are just asking not even just relation to anxiety, but just things in general that calm me down. One thing, take out your responsibilities for just an hour. I feel like everyone needs just like at least like 30 minutes a day or like an hour a day to just do something that kind of gets your mind off of everything, which for me, I'm just an escapist in general. That's why I kind of watch so many TV shows and I'm in so many fandoms. A lot of my life I've been scared to confront a lot of scary situations, and I would just go and live vicariously through other things. I love this. Stars DNP says, what are some common misconceptions that frustrate you? It really hurts when people say they are going through mental health issues just to be relatable. I'm sure eventually down the line they're gonna learn that that's wrong on their own, and that's actually gonna be better. People assume that if you have success, like there's no way you're depressed. Growing up, I would see statements about celebrities that were depressed, and I was like, really? How could they be depressed? Although environment can affect these things, it's mostly internal and how your brain processes these things. That is it for this video. I filmed for such a long time because I was a little bit nervous about saying the wrong things. I said everything that I personally have gone through, and I hope it helped people. I'm still learning, but I hope this gave you a little bit of information, even if you don't go through it yourself. And I will see you guys. I look so naked. I'm not naked. And I will see you guys in the future. Choo!